Hello, history buffs. Welcome back to Old News. Today, we immerse ourselves in 1980, a year that reshaped global politics, technology, and culture. So zip up your members-only jacket and let's go for a ride. Our first story is the U.S. presidential election. Republican Ronald Reagan, a former actor and governor of California, challenged incumbent Democrat Jimmy Carter, held against a backdrop of high inflation, unemployment, and the ongoing Iran hostage crisis. Reagan's campaign promised a revival of the nation's economy, a strong defense strategy, and a return to traditional American values. The question, "Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?" became a defining moment of the campaign. With his charismatic personality and optimistic vision, Reagan won a sweeping victory, securing 489 electoral votes to Carter's 49 and capturing 51% of the popular vote. This marked the beginning of the Reagan era, characterized by conservative policies, tax cuts, and a focus on reducing government regulation in the economy. In the Middle East, the Iran-Iraq War began, a protracted conflict that would last 8 years and become one of the 20th century's most brutal wars. Initiated by Iraq's invasion of Iran, the war was rooted in long-standing territorial and sectarian disputes. The conflict saw widespread use of chemical weapons, heavy civilian casualties, and had lasting implications on the global oil market. 1980 was an interesting year for the Olympics, notable for both their sporting achievements and the political tensions that surrounded them. The Winter Games in Lake Placid, New York were highlighted by the Miracle on Ice. The U.S. ice hockey team defeated the heavily favored Soviet team, which had dominated international hockey for years and became one of the most iconic moments in history. East Germany topped the medals table, followed by the Soviet Union and the US. Then was the Summer Olympics in Moscow, overshadowed by a US-led boycott to protest the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in December 1979, which intensified the Cold War. Over 60 nations joined the boycott, but the Games still featured memorable performances, including British runner Sebastian Coe and Soviet gymnast Alexander Dityatin, who became the first athlete to win 8 medals in a single Olympics. The Soviet Union dominated the medal count, taking advantage of the reduced competition. And smallpox was declared eradicated by the WHO. Caused by the variola virus, smallpox was a highly contagious and deadly disease that plagued humanity for centuries, causing millions of deaths. The eradication campaign, which started in 1967, utilized a strategy of ring vaccination, where immediate contacts were vaccinated to prevent the spread. Vaccinations in even the most remote areas eventually led to the last naturally occurring case of smallpox in Somalia in 1977. The declaration confirmed that no natural cases had been reported for 3 years. This achievement demonstrated the effectiveness of coordinated global health initiatives and remains one of the greatest successes in the history of public health. Then, Washington's Mount St. Helens erupted on May 18, 1980. It was one of the most significant volcanic events in U.S. history, resulting in 57 deaths, the destruction of 250 homes, 47 bridges, 15 miles of railways, and 185 miles of highway. The eruption reduced the mountain's height and left a huge crater, and the Rubik's Cube, a seemingly simple yet complex puzzle, was released. It was invented in 1974 by Hungarian architect Erno Rubik while working as a professor of design at an academy in Budapest. Originally built as a tool to teach his students about 3D objects, Rubik realized he created a puzzle after he scrambled and tried to restore it. It was patented in 1975 as a magic cube and went on sale in 1980, selling around 200 million cubes worldwide by 1983. In video gaming, Pac-Man was released. The arcade game, developed in Japan by Namco, was originally called Puck-Man, derived from the Japanese phrase Paku Paku Tabaru, which refers to gobbling something up. In television, the cable news network, CNN, was founded by Ted Turner and Reese Schonfeld as the first 24-hour news network, marked a revolution in media and transformed the way people accessed and consumed news. And John Lennon was assassinated on December 8, 1980, outside his residence in New York City. Mark David Chapman, a fan who had earlier sought Lennon's autograph, shot him 4 times in the back as Lennon returned home with his wife, Yoko Ono. Chapman pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. Lennon's death shocked the world, leading to widespread mourning and tributes for the beloved artist and peace activist. This has been Old News, a year in review. In the words of Winston Churchill, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. See you next time.